The revolution is not an apple that falls when it is ripe. You have to make it fall. Live your life not celebrating victories, but overcoming defeats. Democracy cannot consist solely of elections that are nearly always fictitious and managed by rich landowners and professional politicians. The true revolutionary is guided by great feelings of love. It's a sad thing not to have friends, but it is even sadder not to have enemies. Be realistic, demand the impossible. To execute a man, we don't need proof of his guilt. We only need proof that it's necessary to execute him. It's that simple. Every person has the truth in his heart. No matter how complicated his circumstances, no matter how others look at him from the outside, and no matter how deep or shallow the truth dwells in his heart, once his heart is pieced with a crystal needle, the truth will gush forth like a geyser. We have no right to believe that freedom can be won without struggle. Every day people straighten up the hair. Why not the heart? Above all, try always to be able to feel deeply any injustice committed against any person in any part of the world. It is the most beautiful quality of a revolutionary. If you have the capacity to tremble with indignation every time that an injustice is committed in the world, then we are comrades. Let the world change you, and you can change the world. To accomplish much, you must first lose everything. I would rather die standing up to live life on my knees. Mexicans are a band of illiterate Indians. We must bear in mind that imperialism is a world system, the last stage of capitalism, and it must be defeated in a world confrontation. The strategic end of this struggle should be the destruction of imperialism. Our share, the responsibility of the exploited and underdeveloped of the world, is to eliminate the foundations of imperialism. Our oppressed nations, from where they extract capital, raw materials, technicians, and cheap labor, and to which they export new capital instruments of domination, arms, and all kinds of articles, thus submerging us in an absolute dependence. I don't care if I fall as long as someone else picks up my gun and keeps on shooting. The Negro has maintained his racial purity by his well-known habit of avoiding baths. Youth should learn to think and act as a mass. It is criminal to think as individuals. Silence is argument carried out by other means. One has to grow hard, but without ever losing tenderness. Let's be realistic, let's do the impossible. The asterisk is indolent and lazy, and spends his money on frivolities, whereas the European is forward-looking, organized, and intelligent. Every day you have to fight so that love for humanity can be transformed into concrete deeds, into acts that set an example, that mobilize. The walls of the educational system must come down. Education should not be a privilege so the children of those who have money can study. The best form of saying is doing. Words without deeds are worthless. I know you are here to kill me. Shoot, coward, you are only going to kill a man. It is an illusion to think that the matter can be resolved through words. A country that does not know how to read and write is easy to deceive. It's not my fault if reality is Marxist justice remains the tool of a few powerful interests. Legal interpretations will continue to be made to suit the convenience of the oppressor powers. Our youth must always be free, discussing and exchanging ideas concerned with what is happening throughout the entire world. We cannot be sure of having something to live for unless we are willing to die for it. I am not a liberator. Liberators do not exist. The people liberate themselves. Democracy is not compatible with financial oligarchy. Those who kill their own children and discriminate daily against them because of the color of their skin. Those who let the murderers of blacks remain free, protecting them, and furthermore punishing the black population because they demand their legitimate rights as free men. How can those who do this consider themselves guardians of freedom?